And we're live. So good evening, guys. My name is Kevin Jamuel. As we all know, we're going to dive right into the topic right now. And that topic is, do single moms deserve high value men? Okay, so we're going to start off with talking about the canon of the night. It's Voyage, and the scent is Tanzania. It's a good scent. You can buy that at excellent stores. So, do single mom deserve high value men? So we're going to have some callers tonight, and we're going to dive right into the topic, all right? So, see, we have some callers here. Caller number one.
Yes, hi Kevin.
Hi, good night.
Good night. I am LaQuisha.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you questions. All right, so what's your name?
I just said my name is LaQuisha.
Okay, all right. The attitude. Now, you see, folks.
I'm not trying to have an attitude. I'm not trying to have an attitude.
No, excuse. This is my show. Let me host my show, please. Thank you. Okay, so you see, when dealing with a modern woman, this is what you have to deal with. Okay, let's get into it. So, what's your age?
I'm 22.
22, okay. Do you have any kids?
I have one, a daughter.
A daughter. Oh, okay. Nice. Is the child's father in your life?
Yeah, he's in our life.
He's in your... Okay. So, what do you have to disagree with the topics tonight, which is, do you, as a single mom, deserve a high value man as myself?
Well, Kevin, I have so much problems with this topic because I don't know why it is always starts off to make it seem as though because you're a mother, you can't have good things, you can't have it all, you can't have somebody come in your life and treat you and your child good.
Okay. So the question is, what do you have to offer a high value man as myself?
I have many things to offer. First thing, when a man see a woman, she looks good, and as you can clearly see, I look good.
Not with that bonnet on your head, but...
As I told you, I had to do my hair, and now it's setting. So
yes, but you are calling into a show that thousands of people are looking at, and you have a bonnet on your head.
Well, women would understand. And if I meet a man, he would understand as well.
A high value man, because remember, you are marketing yourself to a high value man. Would a high value man like myself, accept a lady like you with a bonnet on his head? And what's with the powder on your neck, please? What's with the powder? Tell me something. What's with the powder?
It's really, really hot, and that keeps me cool.
Were you frying fish?
I find you to be very, very rude because I came on your show and I'm just here.
No, excuse. We are not going to do that tonight. This is my show. It's all about facts. It's all about facts.
You asked for my
not your
opinion.
feelings. Excuse me. We're not going to do that tonight. We are not.
What's the point of asking people to call in if we can't say what's on our mind?
The point is, this is my show.
You're always saying that women can't have men, we can't have...
Excuse.
But look. No, wait. Look.
Excuse.
Look. Just look. Look at this. Look
how she's going to degenerate herself.
Look at his body. There's so much men who would want this kind of body.
And
want to be with
yes,
this
they
kind
would.
Of woman, right? And you always quick to ill because she has...
Yes, they would. And it's good for a midnight snack and to get rid of.
That is not true. It have many men out there who want me right now, who want to
many
put
men
a
want you,
ring
yes,
on my
yes. They
finger
want
and
you.
marry me.
Not to stay. What about a high value man? Do you have a man now?
I don't have a man because...
Do you have a high value man now?
It's my choice.
Was your baby daddy a high value man?
No.
Bitch.
Let me tell you something, eh?
What you want to
tell
say?
you something. Watch this.
What I looking at?
Look at his body.
What I looking at?
Look at my face. Look at me. You know how much
Look at
man
that bonnet.
want this?
Look at that bonnet.
You know
on
how
your
much
head.
man want this? You know how much man asks to
Do
put
a
a ring on
high
his
value
finger?
man want a woman like you with a bonnet on your head?
I decided that I didn't
You
want
is
to be
it?
in a
No,
relationship
but you
with
is not the
nobody.
one choosing.
Yes,
You're not the
I
one
am,
choosing.
because I told them I wasn't ready.
Excuse me. First to begin with, this
You
is
know
my
what?
show.
You know what, Kevin?
This is
you
my
know
show.
What? No,
This is my
hear
show.
me. Because women
No,
are
I
afraid
mean-
to tell you. So I will tell
What
you. You know what is your
what do you want to tell
problem?
me?
You want all the man. You want all the high value man. And
what?
that is why you always have something to say about us
What?
women.
Girl, go from here, girl.
No, you
Go from here.
because you like too much man.
This is my show, girl.
You like
You mad?
man.
Girl, go on from here, girl. Go on from here.
Oh,
But,
no,
hey,
you
what's your
vex. No,
Boy,
you vex,
come
you
off
vex
this,
so.
come off. Come
Eh?
up.
Why you
Come
don't
off this
want
thing.
all
Come
the
off this.
high value
Come off
man?
this thing. Come off this thing. Hey, jail I see in here, boy. This girl Oh my God. You see what I've been talking about? These modern women. They're going crazy. They're going mad. Oh, this place hot now. Okay. All right, going to a break.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ready. Let's go. You have to say
1, 2, all right, rock.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Whatever.
Again, best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh!
You suck at this game, girl.
Actually, I'm normally pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, hi guys. Welcome to Adulting Unfiltered, where we discuss raw, relatable, and give our honest opinions on topics that we talk about, on a daily basis. Ace, you have something to say?
No, I have nothing to say. Well, I mean, actually, I have a lot to say because, we on a podcast. So.
Well, I guess, that is what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
That and you have nothing else to do.
Stop acting like if, I put in like a CV and come here and be like, I would like to be on your podcast. No, it wasn't like
Hold
that.
up. You want to discuss the process of how we got here? Because I remember having interviews.
You having interviews in your mind?
I kid.
Anyway. Yeah, so my name is Aaron Ace.
And I'm Samaji.
We'll be your hosts this evening because it's actually evening right now.
And we'll always be your host. Unless Aaron decides to pick up and say, deuces.
Yeah, because sometimes I might take a little holidays and things sometimes because
as long as you don't
you
replace
are
me.
a lot.
Because Trinidad is a very small place and I know where you live.
Anyways.
Happy, what it is?
No, so.
I don't know what day of the week it is. But I hope you had a great week and
it's
cheers to us.
Cheers. Second episode. Little experience. The first time was a little rocky, but we got through it.
Oh my God, I took off my mic.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So we had a little technical difficulties in the first episode.
We had technical summer.
Yeah, technical summer. I'm glad you say that. And not
no,
me.
it was my fault. I was laughing so much and I hold the mic and then while we were rewatching, I was like, wait, why can't I hear myself? What's going on?
Yeah, problems again.
And Aaron sent a whole set of stickers on the chat like, really? You see what I have to deal with?
Yeah, in the group chat. I had to do it, But we have a lot to talk about today. We have a burning topic to talk about today, right?
Fair warning, trigger warning for a lot of ladies out there. I might cuss.
Yeah.
I might cry.
Yeah. I might be the
you
evil
might
one
relate,
today.
to be
I
honest.
might be the evil one today. I might be the evil
He's
one.
always
today.
the evil one.
I'm a
Yes.
good guy. So you don't find I'm a good guy?
We're really going back to good guys. You know what's happened to them? They finish last.
It's wherever. I don't care. All the fire burn all there anyways. Yeah, so actually, you look good today, You look kind of good, Yeah, I like how you do up your hair and stuff. You look, I would say like a 6 out of 10. Or, average at best.
And all I want to know why he's single.
So, that should cure you to what we're going to talk about today. My boy, my bad Jin.
Am I 6 because I'm a mother?
Huh? No, I just saying. Your value in the marketplace right now is very low, right?
So yes,
because
ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to watch a video of the late Kevin Samuels.
Respects, condolences to the family, of course. Respects to the dead. We have to respect the dead.
Yes. So we are
Have respect for the dead.
I said nothing.
Okay, all right.
So we are going to watch a video, one of his videos, that's going to be right over here. Well, probably not over here.
Yeah, you all will see it. We just gonna
right.
Give you a live reaction now.
And then we're going to discuss it. It's one of his most controversial videos where he had an Instagram
One
live.
Of many.
An Instagram live with a single mother. And we're going to discuss the reaction of what happened there. And then you'll see our reaction. So
Yeah. All right, let you go through.
Your mama don't think, but the men do. Your mama, the thing is, your mama may not, but the men do.
Explain to me, like, because it almost be sound. The only thing that I can't get past is it almost sound like, okay, I'm not gonna say settle. I can find a man, you know what I'm saying, that's willing to be a part of my lifestyle of what I already have going. Of course, I already have kids and stuff like that. If I find a man, which I do have a process.
What do you want me? What do you want?
I'm sorry.
See.
It almost feel like too, though, you want us to just accept anything. It don't matter about the attitude, as long as I think the only thing I've heard you say is as long as it's not like physical abuse or something like that. But everything else we're supposed to just accept.
I do. I want you to accept anything. You're damn right. I want you to accept a man that's a man that is sane, and he is a decent man. I don't care how he looks.
You don't think that's what?
No, ma'am. I need you. No, I'll let you speak. I need you to accept the man, or you die alone. Man, no disrespect. You got two grown mother flipping kids. If the world was the right place, you wouldn't have a man at all. You should get no man in life.
But that's like saying people will never make mistakes. Like there's a
no. That's saying you go back and complete the family you started.
He married. He married somebody else.
That's your problem. You should have completed it when you had a chance. See, one of the things we've told women to do is just go out and make babies, and then you realize that. Let me tell you something, dear heart. Any man who gets you would be settling.
Yeah.
He'd be settling for you. You got two kids.
I mean, even and see, that's where I be battling, because it's like.
Well, but you bet. Okay, let me see. Let me hold on.
It's like a contract.
Listen.
Like a contract.
No. Stop that. Let me reframe all this for you. If we were talking about non-black men, if I snapped all the black men away, would a white man accept you? The average white man.
You mean like the same way you say average for black people?
Yeah, if I snapped all the black men away, could you expect white men, average white men, above average white men, would they come and say, well, sure, Becky or you? Yeah, sure, Alex. Would white men take you?
Maybe if it wasn't, no.
Okay, would a Chinese man take you? Would Asian men take you?
No.
Would Middle Eastern men? Stop. Would Middle Eastern men take you?
No, probably not.
No, because you couldn't come to them with the same thing you come to a black man with. Listen.
Why do you think that is?
Listen. Because we are not beneath you. Your standards is you think black men should accept. Why would you expect a black man to accept what you know a white man, an Asian man, and a Middle Eastern man wouldn't accept?
They don't respect us anyways. I think if I was childless, they wouldn't really, that's just my personal opinion.
Would it be because of your race?
I feel like so.
No, it's not because of your race. It's because of the lack of femininity.
I had enough.
You had enough?
I've had enough.
The late Kevin Samuels. So, let's have a discussion now. Let's talk about it. Single parenting.
It goes
Single
both ways.
Parents.
Yes, it goes both ways. However.
Yes, it does goes both ways.
First things first, it's triggering for me. Two reasons. Well, I had to actually watch several videos to even choose this one today.
Right.
So while going through the videos, the more I watch, the more disheartening it was for me. And it wasn't only because I felt like certain aspects of it fell in my garden, because really and truthfully, he kept emphasizing and making notes that a lot of these single women were women who were never married. They just were with, like, had a boyfriend or they hooked up with somebody, got pregnant. It didn't really cater for women who were married and got divorced and were left with the children.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Because let's be real, you could bag a man, and not at the end of the day, just like I told you last episode, not the end game for not everyone is marriage. But a lot of women with children do desire that, do desire the family, etc. So I felt like I was married and it didn't work out how I wanted it to. Okay. And now I have children. But while I felt like, well, I really wasn't in the category of the insulting, it still kind of put me in the same aspect. Well, you're still a single mother with children. And on top of that, their father not even in their life. So while I would say there's a plus for a lot of guys, because one of the main things I saw watching the videos too was a lot of guys don't want to have to deal with baby daddy drama. A lot of people think that single moms, or even single dads, still sleep or have relations with the previous parent or whatnot. So I don't have that issue, at least. Yeah. But it was triggering for me because I have, let's be real, in this day and age and the age we are at, it's very difficult to find someone who does not have children.
So just to cut in there before you go further, just like the last episode that I was talking about, choosing somebody, and in terms of relationship dynamics, right? So each relationship have their own dynamics, right? So whereas one person might be okay with it, another person may not be okay with it. And the thing is, I think what he's trying to get, because, all right, the thing with Kevin Samuel is that his delivery is very poor. His delivery is poor. And I kind of don't like that. I don't like it about him. Do I kind of agree with him? Yes, I do agree. But his delivery is poor, because at the end of the day, you talk about protecting black women or women in general, right? Let me not be race specific. But if you're talking about protecting women, you can't talk to them in that manner at the same time. You have to realize that women are a little more emotional, and you need to kind of choose your words wisely.
Wasn't he the same one who was in the interview video saying sometimes it's difficult to deal with and you had to tell she shut up?
Well, right. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, too, you had to be assertive, or you're like a little jackass, you know.
Okay, so I would say in terms of his delivery, some of his messages got lost because of the delivery.
Correct.
But I felt like if he wasn't an ass, nobody would have taken him on at the same time.
Right, because again, social media or media in general now is all about shock value.
Yes.
Right? Or how we could get viral. And that's how we get viral, and that's how he was so, popular. So going back to what I was saying too now is, so like, his message, right? Basically what he was saying to me, how I think about it logically, right, is that a single mother or even a single father as myself, right, we have to come to terms with the fact that our dating pool or our quote-unquote value is not the same as it was when we didn't have kids.
Now, I want to interject. What you're saying there is a fact. I will agree with you with that.
Right.
But that's not what he was saying. And this is why a lot of women felt he was misogynistic. Yes, I said the word.
Yeah.
Reason being is because even an episode I watched with him today, where a woman was defending, she was like, what about guys who have children, single fathers? And he was like, it don't matter. Because the woman Right, and that's where people would watch him as a misogynist,
Right,
because
right,
he
yeah.
always made it seem as the woman value a lot, but not the men. Even if the men have children, it didn't matter, because
Yeah.
men could still go out there and do whatever.
That's why I can't take with Daisy little 10 to 20% that I don't agree with. Because he's speaking to a certain category of men. Right? He's speaking to a certain category. He speaking to the so-called, as he describes, high value men. Right? And men in Trinidad and Tobago, here what I had to tell you, you could take it, or you can't. If you can't deal with it, that's your business. Right? Very few of all is high value men. Because I did a little Google search, and I Googled that the average salary is between $6,000 to $8,000. Right? $6,000 to $8,000.
Yep.
And that is nowhere close to high value. If we crunch some numbers now, based on his description of what is a high value man, right? At least making 10,000 US a month, brothers, a lot of all here. That means, on average, if it had 10 people inside here, 5 all here broke, right? And this,
I ain't that 5.
yeah. Well, I didn't want to say it, but anyway, based on the statistics, right? This is men and women, eh?
Yeah.
This is men and women. So this didn't cater for women, right? Let's get your drink. Thank you.
I just love this service here.
Yeah, okay. You're drinking a lot. But anyways, so, no, you drink that. You drink. Yeah, so a lot of all you broke, right? And I telling you, this high value talk does not pertain to us, right?
Okay.
So that is one. And so he not already talking to we.
Yeah, he wasn't actually talking to us.
He not talking to
But
us at all.
we weren't his target market.
He's not correct.
And I felt as though, I don't know why women kept, I don't know if he was paying them or what, but why women kept calling into his show to have him degrade them, because they knew what he was going to say. They knew he was going to fight them
go
down.
on stage to Dexadaps and whining on the place. Or you mean why did they go and degrade themselves?
That is a totally different topic, and I'm not going to get into that with you today.
Anyways, yeah. So
When last
yeah.
he had Dexadaps, and
I don't really.
summer behave.
Yeah.
Yes. But okay, I do not ever like comparing us to materialistics or man-made things.
Yeah.
But just like everything in life, it has a depreciation value, right?
Yeah.
You buy a car, you want to upgrade after a few years. You buy a phone, you buy furniture in your house. Eventually, yes, you might have it for a very long time. You might eventually want to upgrade or even fix it over.
Yeah.
Right? I will not, again, I repeat, I am not comparing human stuff, because unlike these stuff,
Humans
we
are
could
things.
self improve.
Yeah.
Right? So if we have a certain aspect about us that if we gain weight, we could exercise or do what we have to do.
But it can still
surgery or that.
correlate, huh? I'm just saying.
It could correlate in the aspect of knowing that humans or people in general want to continuously improve and upgrade. So
Right.
just like us, instead of saying, well, I fed up with you, I switching out to a new model last summer. You could work with me to see where I need improvement. Some are gaining too much weight.
Yeah.
Exercise. Some are, your jokes real corny. Now I'm
Facts.
ever
Facts.
changing that. So if you don't like it, well, bye-bye. But I'm saying...
we will just pop the corn meter and, just keep pelting it at you.
That's a real good idea. Anyway.
Yeah.
So while I would like to say, yes, there's aspects of me that you have to accept, you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody where you improving, you seeing things differently, you evolving through life, and they stagnant in terms of the way they're thinking, in terms of what they're doing. And that is where a lot of people grow apart. Now, I would say when you're in a relationship with anybody, the best thing to do is grow with them. As you mentioned on many occasions, compromise is very important in a relationship, in a marriage.
Yeah.
So the same thing with meeting a single mom, because I don't want to stray from the entire
Yeah,
topic.
because I'm not going to be like,
The same thing with a single mom. we have to accept certain things because now we have to consider we're not just dating for ourselves, but we're dating for other people. And the same thing with single dads. I would just like to say, that video pissed me off. 2 reasons. You could never tell me because I have children that now I must settle for any man who's willing to
calling it settle? It's not settling.
I must be willing to settle.
It's not settling.
For any man who is willing to treat me and my children good.
Just choose another guy. It is not settling.
That is what he's saying. You saw what she said. You saw what he said. And he said, yes, as long as somebody is not abusing you, then take what you get and shut your mouth and accept that. Because, and he said, and I quote, any man who puts themselves with you are doing just that. They are settling. Now, I saw another video, same thing with Kevin. Kevin Samuels.
Before you go on to the next video, let me interject.
Okay.
Right? No, that last part there, I do agree with. Like, in terms of Kevin Samuels, I agree with you.
He agrees with me.
Yes, I agree with you on that, right? That was the dynamics is different, right? The dynamics is different. You can't be like, yo, she will never get you. Obviously, you will get somebody. You will find somebody. And you would find somebody that would appreciate you and whatever. And no, fellas, I'm not pandering to someone, right? I'm not pandering to women neither, because I'm going to come with this bomb here now, right? At the end of the day, as he was saying, right, you are a mother now, right? Basically, right? So you come with things that he has to deal with.
True.
Right? Eventually. Right? Or based on your situation, he might have to deal with it right away.
Yeah.
Right? What he really was trying to get at is that the mothers tend to have demands. They tend to have demands and put, like list all their do's and don'ts. And if the guy don't align to that, but he knocking off everything else,
Mm-hmm.
But if he don't align to that, you don't want him. You don't want no part of that. And the next thing too, all the expectation way up there. Take for instance, if I was such a so-called high value man, because I consider myself some value. Right?
We all consider ourselves having
correct,
value.
some value, but in his description, obviously, I don't.
Yeah, okay, poor. Continue.
Not Brooks like you, but anyhow, right? So if I was that guy, right? I have everything going for myself. I have no kids. I live in my life and everything. I'm young, money in the bank, my own vehicle, my own house, everything, right? You come along with your kids, you're looking damn fine, I must say, right? I just figuratively speaking, right? But anyway, you come along and you now expect me to accept you. When me being in the position I am in, I have
not just
more
accept
options.
me, but accept my children as well.
You understand?
Right.
That is what he's kind of getting at. And that's why he is saying that, hear what? If you want that guy, the guy who have all the money, who have the cars, the house and everything, if you want that guy, whatever he wants, you need to abide by that. Because he's the one in the higher position right now at that point. And that's what he's talking about.
Right. But that would go for anybody.
That would go for
any woman. Unless he meets another woman who's a CEO and same financial, social level as him. And even so, a man is still more authoritative.
At that point in time now, the bargaining is on the same level.
unless the woman wants to be submissive.
Yeah, the woman could be submissive.
And I mean totally submissive. I'm not just meaning, because I can be a very aggressive person in my personality.
Masculine.
That was not for you to agree.
Yes, masculine, very masculine.
There's aspects of a relationship where you would.
A little mustache. Yeah.
Nigga,
There's a little mustache.
calm yourself. Calm down from there. But there are parts of a relationship where I would have to submit.
Yeah.
And honestly, for all my ladies out there, this is a lesson to learn. Being submissive to a man is not giving up control. It's actually you being in control. Take my stupid advice.
Yeah. It is.
Yes. So while I agree where you are coming from to a certain extent,
Extent?
You're
sure about that?
Yes, to a certain extent. Here's why.
Okay.
Yes, the dating pool has drastically reduced for us because the impulsive decisions we would make while we are single,
and that's still objective, right? Because
I mean, based on our individual.
Because if he's a mom's, if he's a single parent, and you're too facially,
excuse?
You know what I mean? If you're facially challenged now, you know what I mean? You pull even less than it was before. So I mean, you know what I mean?
Check, please.
You understand? So is
I'm not talking about okay. I saw 2 videos. I'm gonna tell you about the videos I saw from him.
Okay.
So
no, but you can continue what I was talking about before.
I'm
okay.
going.
All right.
So he had one. I didn't even watch it. I just saw the name and I was like, fuck this nigga. He said, I mean, I agree with him and I said, because I sat down and have a conversation with my son the other day. We'll get to the conversation. But the video name was your looks and your weight come first and your personality comes after. Right? Wow. I saw that name and I was like, nope, I'm not watching that because I will cuss somebody.
Yeah, you'll get you guys.
But
100%.
I kind of understood where he was coming from. Seeing that, obviously, maybe we should put that as my topic today. Say no to hoes. Cut this short.
What?
Stop it.
Yeah.
So I saw it and I was like, I'm not watching that. But I agree to an extent because I was having a conversation with my son the other day. And I told him, I was like, when you meet some girl, you might like her and stuff. And I asked him, what's the first sense that you would use when you meet somebody? And he sat and he thought about it. And he was like, well, I'll see them. And I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
So the first thing you're attracted to is how they look.
Yeah.
And then after, I was like, well, for me, the next thing is scent. Because if it's men's thing, goodbye. Right? But
actually, I agree with that. Scent is a big turn off for me, babe.
I went on a date once.
You see the size of my nose. All right, okay. Too much? Sips.
Okay, yes. I went on a date long time ago. It was actually a really fun date, And then he leaned in when he came and dropped me back home, and he leaned in to, give a kiss.
Yeah.
And his breath was kicking.
Oh, shit.
And I just turned my cheek, and after that, I locked him off. Only I was young, but
wow. No, I totally agree with you with that.
No, well, nowadays, honestly, if I meet somebody and I really like them, I'll be like, yo, your breath kicking. What's going on, Brush your teeth.
You serious? So you would tell someone that on our first date?
Probably not. On our first date.
Yo,
honestly, no. Our first date, let me say the first few days, fix your fucking self. If you have bodily problems on the first few dates, you shouldn't be dating. But if after, let me say a month or two getting to know you, we went out a few times, and then I realized something's smelling a day or whatever, I'd be like, hey, what's going on there?
Yeah.
Because we all have moments. But first impressions do count.
Of course, I would like to think you going on a date for the first time, you meeting this person for the first time. Yo, have your armpits on on fleek.
I don't know. I was like, well, we went out.
Have your
we
scent
ate,
going, probably.
We drank, maybe.
You know, pulse points people in your colognes, your wrist, your neck, right? Yeah, I think somewhere on the arm they were on. You know, you can put one in your shirt if you want to
Reason
leave a
being,
little.
I'm short. We all
Right?
know that. I'm short. So me being
Yeah, you
around anybody, even the short guys tall to me. So,
Yeah, you.
so most of the time,
Yeah.
my face will be close to your arm. And if I get a whiff of that,
Yeah, yo, nah. Have yourself, fellas, have yourself looking
and ladies,
and smelling proper
because I've
on
heard
a
guys,
first date, yo.
I've heard guys say a lot of things about females too. That was
Yeah.
right out of time.
I have encountered a female, and she breath wasn't 200 now, babe. And I was like, no, I'm not kissing you. I'm not.
I actually went out on our first date already, and I was like, hey, my breath smelling.
Well, you mad, so I would expect that from you.
But it wasn't smelling. He was like, nah, you're good. You probably watching like, what
Nah,
the fuck?
he probably got a little whiff and he was like, yo, I want to get you tonight, so let me just bear
Yo,
it.
that timing. Well, everybody know that's how I am. I'm very straightforward. But
Right, yeah.
back to the story at hand. So I was telling my son, I agree to that aspect that, the first sight is important, and then obviously getting to know them. But then I saw another video where this woman was very aggressive in comparison, because she was like, I'm not taking Kevin nonsense.
Yeah.
And she was like, and then her argument, which got me upset now, because I was like, better I go with Kevin. She's like, well, what if your children are well behaved and really smart and stuff? Then the man would be like,
That'll
accept
make
them
no
better.
sense.
And I'm like, sister, don't matter. You can have the worst children and the best children. Actually, wait, it does matter to an extent. I mean, if your children is a little liar and go on and tell your mother, well, he lie on
Yeah,
that.
you see where the problem comes in
Yes.
with the kids. You're
But-
seeing what you're talking about, right?
But having better,
That we even
smarter
have to talk
children
about this.
and well-behaved children doesn't make your value
That is a weak argument.
right. I don't like being valuated. I am not a property, right? Because she also made mention, and yes, it's a poor argument to it,
Well,
but
I mean-
everybody have their preferences. So a high-value
correct.
man might meet
Not
a
gonna say
young
that.
woman who have no children, but she's an asshole, right? Or she a gold digger, or she's whatever. She's one of
I've
those
heard that too, but-
baddies that he just
Poor
like, you know
argument.
what? This is not good for my brand. I want somebody a little more covered up and a little more modest, right? So he would go for somebody who probably has all the values he wants, but she have children. I wouldn't think that's settling. That's him compromising because this is the person I want to be with.
So you wouldn't call that settling?
No, I will not.
So he have a certain standard. You
The
met
woman is meeting all that. The same said, you said it just now. A woman does have all this, a man meeting everything, but because he doesn't do certain aspects, she wants to leave. It's the same concept. If a man meets a woman, she's meeting everything. But
you see,
she has children.
I just using that to throw it back at you all with all this settling thing now. You understand? So okay, you have this guy, he has certain standards or certain things that he would want in a woman, right? And she met all that,
Yes.
but she have kids, right? That would be in his list as well, right? That is something
Not necessarily.
That is something that he would have to consider, right? And it could be a deal breaker too. Because, I mean, look, take for instance me and my personal thing without going too deep in my personal life, right? I have met girls that, we going toe-to-toe. She liking the boy, we vibes and everything. I saying everything going 100. You understand? Something, What do you think? Yeah, so then after that, I not ready to be a stepmom.
Oh, so you made mention that you have a daughter.
Of course. I try to say that initially, in the first stages. It might be the first time I talk to you. It might be within meeting you, and within, first interactions with you.
Conversations and stuff.
Right. So, and she was like, Aaron, I'm not ready to be a stepmom. Obviously, she didn't have a child, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the dress back. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. I didn't ignore her as with that.
Yeah.
You understand? Because people have expectations. They have things they want for themselves.
Agreed.
And if you having a child is something that they can't deal with, okay.
Agreed.
And I bring it back to the female, because we as fellas will take that normal. I know that my pool of girls that I could select from is smaller than the girls I had when I didn't have a child.
Yeah.
Right? It have girls who don't have kids that would accept me, and it have the moms and them most likely would. And imagine it have moms that their deal, one of their fix is don't have a child, which I find so flicking. I just be like, you serious?
All right.
I say, I have one.
I need to interject.
You have 2, 3, and you telling me 3. I'm gonna make sure I'm popped. Yeah.
Well, I mean, she don't want 4.
And you telling me about, you don't want no man with that child?
Okay, I have to say something now.
Bitch.
When I just got divorced, and I eventually started back dating,
Yeah.
I didn't want any guy with children. I'll be honest.
You see?
Here's why.
Okay. All right.
I already had these 2 rugrats here, right? And I have them full time, mind you. So I want to meet somebody who's willing to give me attention. I may not be able to deliver that 100% attention to them now, right? Okay, hold on.
I like what you said that. So we're going to put a little pin on that right there, right?
Yeah, we'll put a pin on that.
Boom.
But if
sticky notes.
Put their child into the mix now. Now, mind you, this was years ago.
Okay.
To me, I was just thinking that I want his full attention. I want his full attention for me, because most of my time is preoccupied with them, right?
Okay.
So I don't want to be with somebody and they have their thinking now, because I know how I would think when it comes to my kids. So I'm thinking, well, their mind would be preoccupied with their children. When I finally have the little bit of time I get, they can't do something because they have to see about their child and stuff. So that was my thinking. But the older I got, I know. And people did tell me, girl, you would be better off dating a guy with a child or with children or whatever. And I was like, hell no.
You see?
But
you see, and you gain on with Kevin Sanders. I hear you. Anyhow.
But the older I got, I realized it really didn't matter, because it kind of,
you see,
it kind of shows that, they have their responsibility. They have the eye there, and they understand what you have to go through. No, not fully to the extent, but they understand, and they are a little more, I don't want to use the word understanding again because it'll be redundant, but they know what you're going through. They know the emotions. They know the emotions sometimes.
Yeah.
They understand that, hey, she may not have time for me because her children come first. Or let's say we out together, but something happened and she have to drop it because she have to go to attend to them. Mm-hmm. There would be a lot more, again, I have to say the word understanding.
Correct.
When a single guy might be like, well, you don't have time for me because you're always seeing about your kids, or you always have something to do.
And he's not wrong for saying that.
And I agree.
He's not wrong.
But another thing is, you also and I guess I just always say, it really doesn't matter. I don't like grouping a whole group of people into anything, because it doesn't matter who, where, when, why, how. Individuals always differ. So for me, it's difficult to date because I'm a mother 24/7, 365. I don't have the help or the support. So to get that little time away,
it's difficult.
It's difficult. So anybody comes into my life have to understand, wait, I might have and as you said, the circumstance, they might have to meet each other and
so you're seeing
ASF.
So you're seeing how much compromise
a
man have to make for you, right?
That's what I had to study earlier. But it's a woman who the kids every weekend they go by the dad. So they have that freedom to exercise their duties. Right? So again, it really depends. It's a woman who would, and it's a woman who rather date casually because of that. They don't look for anything too serious because of it. And then it's have the ones who really and truthfully want to meet someone and have that family due to whatever the reasons may be. I don't think, a lot of people say it's carelessness and whatever, but you really don't understand why people get where they are when it comes to children, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's accidents or mistakes because mine weren't. They were actually planned. Well, one was.
Okay, tell people your business.
What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
a child could never be a mistake if you plan to keep it.
Of course,
Right?
yeah, of
So-
course. We don't need to go into the specifics.
Exactly. But they're here and the relationship may not have worked out for many reasons. Sometimes it's nonsense. Sometimes it just is what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think we as people should value anybody based just off on that. Because there are plenty high value men
Yeah.
who are assholes, who will abuse you, who will treat you, and I'm not talking about mothers alone, but single women
Yeah.
who have to go through a lot of nonsense just to feel like, well, and all the rappers that sing about it, I will cheat on you, but you'll get a Gucci, right?
Yeah, and to have girls that cool with that. To have girls that cool with that because they want the Gucci. So it's whatever you willing to give up, even if it's your dignity for that Gucci. I rhyme there.
Stay ready to do rapping.
No. Okay. No. Let's please. Anyhow, yes. So going back.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
So going back to what we was talking about. Well, what the footnote is, right? And I'm telling you something. He only saying this because of the women that think that their value is always here and a man's value is always here. That is why he using the word value specifically.
Yeah.
You understand? So even a single mother, right, who comes with complications may not be because of her fault that the relationship squash or whatever was the scenario that you and the father split, right? It may not be because of your fault, right? At the end of the day, it's still a complication. It's still something that a man has to accept, right? And vice versa. It's the same thing that a woman will have to accept with me because I am the father that has the daughter, in my case, on the weekends.
What about the women who accept guys who have children but don't take care of them?
Well, that is our next kettle of fish. I don't fall in that kettle, and I have a serious problem with those guys because it's making everybody look bad. But we will talk about that after this conversation here. So you considering yourself higher, right? Mm-hmm. And that is the problem because
first of all, women shouldn't compare themselves to men.
No, you see, your emotions now.
No, there's no emotions.
Emotions.
Logically, a woman should never compare herself, her value, or anything to a man.
But I'm breaking it down for you. The woman was talking about value, right? Right? And that's why he was saying, well, he using the word value. No, I think he was saying value first, right?
And it had a part, it wasn't shown in the clip.
Right.
For the full video, it had a part where he was like, this is your value here. This is a single woman, right?
Right.
Where would you put yourself in a scale towards a single woman? And she said, same. And he was like, really? You think you are worth what a single woman is worth?
But you have to consider, you all are thinking about yourself. You're not considering the other party. You're not considering what the man has to deal with. Remember, just as you say, in your situation, not to highlight your situation,
Go ahead.
but you have your kids 24/7, which means if somebody is dating you, they have to deal with that, whether your kid's miserable or not.
They're miserable, or
You understand? Whether they're
Maybe the
miserable
mother.
or not, the man have to deal with our situation. So he now has to sit back and say, hey, she would that. He had to consider it. She would that. And then he knowing that, all right, these is not my kids, right? These children just giving him beans. He wanted to discipline his children. He can't discipline because they're not his kids.
Yeah.
And if he even tried to, you're gonna make a big scene about it. I'm not saying that
That depends on the woman.
It depends on the woman, right? But it have moms like that, and it's a problem. So now he in a situation where now he have the responsibility, but not the authority.
Yeah. Actually, I wouldn't say dated, but I knew a guy who, was
courting me. And
Courting people just do that still?
well, I'm old school. You have to court me, all right?
Okay.
So he was courting me, and one day I was just venting, about the kids and whatever. And he was like, you should have bent him backwards and cut his tail. And I was like, excuse? He's like, if it was me, I'd do X, Y, and Z. And
you see?
If I'm with you long term, you've been in my life a certain amount of time, you've been around the kids, they know you, and you're in a position where I could say this man is going to be their stepfather.
Yeah.
Then all right, cut the flecking ass, because I hadn't. But you's nobody to me. You cannot now come in my life and want to start beat that child. Why you?
Yeah, but you see, you're forgetting something. All right, you might give him the okay. Kids now do so. Daddy, you know who beat me? You know who lashed me? Then now, all of a sudden, he in front the door.
Right,
the man
again.
And there's problems again.
When it reached to that point, like I said, if it reached to that point where you, not me, because there's a whole different scenario now.
Yeah.
But if it reached to a woman where she's with a man and they reach to the point where he's going to be a stepfather to my children, at that point he's met their father. They have a whole co-parenting relationship.
Right.
And it should have an understanding of both parents.
So you
kids.
seeing, based on your description there, you're seeing how much a man have to compromise, right? So he had to make a lot of sacrifice. So this is why guys that say, what you bringing to the table? Fight me. Fight me. What you bringing to the table?
What is this metaphorical table that we always talking about?
Because I already compromising. I had to deal with the whole fact that the children involved.
Okay, but what this table? What you bringing to the table?
Hold on. I bring in the money because I had these responsibilities because you're in a relationship.
So you bring in money.
I'm blessing you up. You understand? And I'll get the kids and them something too.
All right, so money. What else you bringing?
Right, and then I there. So emotionally, I there. Right.
So the woman not emotionally there for you too when you going through your stress. And you talk to her, she will comfort you.
No,
wait, we talking about the table and giving and taking.
But let me talk what on the table.
Okay.
Let me tell you what on my plate now.
Bring your plate.
You understand? I give you I there for the protection. So because money and thing is kind of like protection, right?
Okay, financial support.
Support, security, right? Then emotional support are there for you, because the kids and them fucking up your brain. You understand? To put it bluntly, right? You're stressed. You want a little emotional support side there. Baby, don't worry yourself thing. That is, blah, blah, blah.
That is two things, eh?
Right?
Money and emotional support.
You don't need much. Take your time.
Continue.
You understand what I'm saying?
Continue your plate. I want to hear what's on your plate.
Are there, so emotional support, which will also mean the love and emotions and everything.
Okay.
Right? And I there for just general support as well. You understand?
Okay, physical support.
Physical support.
So like you're helping around the house.
I'm helping around the house and everything.
Okay, well,
right?
you're good with your hands, you say, right?
Yeah, I good with my hands, right?
Continue.
So what else do you need there? What else do you need as a
your
woman?
Plate low vibrational.
How my
because
plate low
man like to ask, well, what you bring into the table? Let me break it down for you. This is what woman does bring to the table.
That's all. Pussy and I talk. That is it.
First of all.
That is it. That is it. No.
First of all.
Go say nothing.
No, hold up.
Your plate just have meat alone. More meat than rice. You understand? More meat than rice.
First of all, ain't nothing wrong with more meat than rice.
Yeah, but what about a well-balanced plate?
Well, I want
some carbohydrates, I want some proteins.
I know.
Some
let me
veggies.
mention what's on my plate.
We're going to
let me mention.
Let me hear on your plate.
So, you might meet a woman. Not all the time, you only bring in finances. Sometimes, yes.
Telling you, your finances doesn't matter because your money is your money and my money is your money.
Damn.
Right? Your finances don't matter. So
I'm glad you said, ladies, all hear it, eh?
Skip that. Don't even talk about that.
Our money is our money.
No, I'm just showing you how society talks about it, right?
No, but it's factual. Back to my point. Let me tell you what's on my table. Right?
Yeah.
You talk about emotional support. When you're down, you're stressed out. When you need somebody to talk to, who you run into? Your boys? Your boys gonna be like, boy, man up. You go to the woman, she'll be like, well, babe, maybe let me show you it from a different perspective, right? A woman just take care of you. Sometimes she go cook for you. She might wash for you. It depends on the woman. I ain't not washing your clothes, right? And then she might see about you physically.
Go ahead.
Sometimes she go comb your hair. She might give you a massage. She go see about your face, do your nails, stuff like that, right? Hold on, I ain't done physically, right? And then she will be there to support you in general.
Okay.
You have a business. She gonna big you up with all her friends, people, strangers. You have something that you're doing work-wise. You're stressed out.
You're sounding good.
That is what women bring to the table.
All right, let me tell you something, right? You ever hear about Bigfoot? No, right? You never see Bigfoot, right? That is the woman you just now described there. That is the woman you just now described.
Iran, you could kiss my black ass.
Nah. But hear what I'm saying, right? People like, all right, let me be real. People in my generation, people in the Caribbean, right? They tend to be more traditional. What I mean by that is that, yes, you will find a lot more girls that will cook and do the cleaning and whatever, right? But that is my age group. We're talking about 30 plus people here.
I would...
Hold on.
No, hold on. Pop in and out quickly because I will forget what I say. I forget plenty.
Okay.
Women, at least in our age group, well, not really yours, I'm not that old, but say millennials, right?
Yes, she is that old. Anyhow, go ahead.
We were raised with this concept that, women belong in the kitchen, women belong in the house, blah, blah, blah. And it took... No, but for real, even if you go back to our grandparents and stuff, because I grew up with my grandmother.
Right, okay.
And that was the thing. That's what women do. And they kind of put that, it was a program that a lot of people could admit it. We were programmed to believe that men were the working ones and women were to stay at home, cook, clean, whatever. So now it has changed. We have evolved and women work and stuff. And a lot of people say, women independent. But what pisses me off is that how, and you see it all the time, don't disagree with me. Women will go out there, work, and come home and sit at a fucking cook, clean, and see body children while the husband go home and work and come home and cock up your foot. Hey, bring my bed and the game on. The fuck is you?
Well, okay. We'll come back to that. But I want to finish my point. Right? That list you're going to give me there, it was good.
My plate full.
You understand? But
and
I'm telling you,
wait,
listen, no,
I didn't finish my plate. And on top of that, you get a wet ass.
That is subjective. But anyhow, right? When you say that, right? And you look at how much girls has been talking now, it don't match up. It don't match up. Especially these younger girls now. Like let me say like from 25 go down.
You mean the single women?
The single women.
Without children,
without kids.
But the ones with the children. And they had to cook because they had to feed the children. And they had to clean because they had to keep the house clean.
No, hold on.
And they had to wash because they had to wash them and the children.
I'm going to take that back. That's all. I'm going to take that back with it. That's all. Even the women that have kids at that age, who? Cook, clean for who?
All I'm
you
saying
understand
is
what I'm saying?
25 and younger.
Right, shoot them buying
25
KFC.
and
Right, choose KFC and
why
Rocket.
we didn't order KFC tonight? I'm real hungry though.
Was that your business?
Not wrong me that. Anyways,
but anyhow,
what I'm saying is, producer, order some KFC there.
Just now, oh God. Let me finish my point then. Let me finish my point.
I'm just saying
But
that
you see
25 and younger,
right?
At that age, I wish, and I would say for most women, they shouldn't be settling down and cooking and cleaning for nobody but the damn self.
How you mean?
They should be out enjoying their life. After that, when you decide to end up in a relationship and settle, why a woman had to cook and clean? Why the man can't say, let me cook and clean for you?
I never say a woman have to. All I'm saying is
but
this.
But you didn't put it on your plate. Your plate was empty.
Yeah, but if I put that to my plate overflow and your plate still only have pussy.
You strip it up. I don't list all kind of things from my plate.
I tell you, that what you talking about there is a abominable snowman.
Whatever.
Nobody never hear about that. You understand what I'm saying?
When I say girls sit down and say, babe, let me...
Nah, I have heard girls though.
Let me soak up your foot and clean your nails.
Oh, well, boy, huh? Well, I ain't get that one in a long time.
When last a girl say, babe, your face looking kind of dirty. Let me clean it up fair. Let me wax you up a little bit.
I used to get them thing. But you're not getting that from, I just seen.
From single girls.
From the younger, I tell you, I'm sorry for your son. And well, I have a daughter, so she can run it. She can fleck up them boys and them. As far as I know, she ain't gonna get married until 25. Fuck what anybody say. Well, anyhow.
My daughter says she never get married because man is only way for your money.
Well, man is only way for well, she know. She will learn. She gonna learn. You go teach her.
She's 8. So let me leave it at that. I'll take the money.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is this, right? And all try to understand what I'm saying. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Don't just hear me and say, oh, Aaron fighting a woman. It's not that. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to the words that is coming out of my mouth. Right? Majority of the women nowadays, they hardly have anything to bring to the plate. You see how you could list out like specific things that useful to me? It's a woman that can't even start to articulate them kind of things. Icy table? What are you talking about? Okay, well, explain to me what you being the table is. Explain to me that. You understand what I'm saying? Well, that bring me. Okay, explain to me, what is being me. They can't articulate.
But it's a difficult question to answer, though.
It is not. Because if you go out with somebody and you will say, like, so what you just do?
Me? Why does do?
Where does do for a living? Where does work?
Where should I work nowhere?
We're like, all those things. Now, I mightn't come to a girl and be like, yeah, where does bring to the table, girl? I will never do that. That is real corny. I will never come to a girl and be like, where bring to the table? That is real corny. If any fella do that, that is why he ain't getting no pussy, right? You understand what I'm saying?
If the end goal is pussy, then they don't really gotta do much nowadays. Right?
Well, okay, that's a different. When we're speaking about certain things here, I just want to put that one time. We're talking about two people getting into a relationship for long-term purposes. Right. We ain't talking about the flings or the people and them who want shit, right? We're talking about people who are interested in a long-term relationship. Because if you're not interested in a long-term relationship, how much it costs? I will pay it.